Well, good morning, Wilderness. Early start this morning, 6:45. It wasn't quite the restful night that I had hoped for. You can see these beautiful clouds coming in over the mountains. The wind has been howling almost since the time I got here. It wasn't too bad at one point in the afternoon. Oh, there's another car over to the left there. Anyway, it wasn't too bad at one point, but all night long it was just blowing. It still is. So it made for a restless night. Nonetheless, everything's fine. Got some good work done on a video. Need to get a good internet connection before I can finish it and get it uploaded. Man, this is beautiful back here. And like I mentioned yesterday, the road is just right here, maybe half a mile away from where I was staying. So I did hear a lot of traffic. Now, I think I'm going to be fortunate enough, at least this morning, to have the wind at my back, which I hope is the case. Spruce Beetle Trail. All right, time to roll. Let's get on down the road a bit. See where we end up today. These peaks. Maybe get a view of it now. See if I can get a good camera view of it. It's quite windy this morning. Ooh, almost lost my hat. So the mountain right in front of me is called the Tekal Dal. And that is where the Dal sheep live. And the board back over here, May is the word for sheep, and in the wintertime they live on the snow-free, mostly snow-free south side of this peak. All right, I'm coming into Destruction Bay, a little town I guess it is. Looks like they may have fuel here, which would be good. I'll top off here. It's so windy here, there's whitecaps out on the bay itself. Can't imagine how expensive it's going to be here either. But you get what you get. Looks like it's only $1.89. Yeah, that little gas station, grocery store came at a good time. Started to get a little concerned about my gas situation. I still have just a hair over a half a tank. And I think I've got now about 120 miles or so to the border, U.S. border. I could have made that no problem. But they had gas, so might as well fill up. Now when I pulled in, I looked at the pump, and best I could tell, I was going, oh, $1.89 a liter. Wrong, $2.18 a liter. But you got to pay for what you got to pay for. I picked up a muffin. I think it's a carrot cake kind of thing. It's okay. Made me a little extra coffee. Made a pit stop. Emptied my trash. Got another little hamlet coming up here. Let's see what we got, see if it's worth the stop. I actually have gas here too. History. It's not open, so we'll just keep going. Anyway, let's see. I'm gonna pull over and let this big old truck go by me. There's another one right behind him that's flying. I'm not gonna compete with these guys. Just let them go. And there's a car coming too, so I'll just wait. Another truck after this car. So cold I had to get my puffy jacket out today. Actually the temperature's only showing about 50, but we probably have at least 15-20 mile an hour wind, so it's really quite chilly. Okay, onward to the next stop. Well, we got another good section here of construction, as they say. Not sure what they're constructing because they're not doing much other than putting water on the road. But despite that, it's not bad. Slightly rough, but not washboarded to any extent. You can hear all the rocks flying up and hitting the bottom of the van. Be curious to see how long this lasts. Just a little while back, though, the roadside indicated that the next 220 kilometers could be rough due to frost heaves. Well, now it looks like we've got some actual construction going on. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, Mr. Big Speeding Semi got stopped at the traffic light. Along with all the other vehicles that were zooming past me. See? Doesn't pay. But this does mean that I'm going to have to drop back once they start going. Well, I have to admit, this ride's getting a little old right now. Shortly after Destruction Bay, the road really turned to crap. Quarter mile of pavement. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and then it turns into gravel again. Most of the gravel has been okay. Getting relatively close to the U.S. border, and the gravel here sucks. I'll tell them what it sounds like on video as far as the rattling goes. Across the border and tornado trims a little bit. Town of Beaver Creek. According to the lady in the visitor center, I am 19 miles away from the border. I do have... Alright, I just left Beaver Creek. Made a sandwich. Topped off with water. Lady at the information center said we're about 19 miles out from the border. So I think what I will do is I'm going to go to Toke, and there's a Three Bears grocery store there, so I'll just do a little bit of shopping. From there, there's some campgrounds near that area, which is where I'm going to stop for the night. Let's see, I don't know that I need to stop here, but let me turn the camera off and put it down. Well, folks, I have officially made it. There's the Yukon sign, all of our flags. Now we're back in the States and we've got Alaska. And there's the sign. Welcome to Alaska. And there's the van in case you need some proof. So after, geez, what's it been? 14, about 17, 18 days. I'm finally here. Mosquitoes are crazy right now. And I will be, I guess I've technically crossed the border, but the border patrol is just up ahead. If only certain people knew that this was true today, we'd be better off. And there we are, folks. All right. Let's get across the border. Okay, I'm safely across the border. Customs checkpoint. 2 or 3 questions and that was it. Didn't even ask about food. Oh well, never know what they're going to do. Right before the border, I actually had a moose go across in front of me. She was a little too far down the road to get a good image of her. By the time that I got to where she crossed, she was gone. Yeah, that was cool. But the speedometer, odometer set back to miles per hour. So should be here in Alaska for a number of weeks now. Probably at least until the end of August. Oh, it's gotta be miserable. Looks like I'm coming up into the Tok Junction. T-O-K. Now when I'm around here, I need to start looking for a campsite. There was one just a few miles back that I saw listed, and we just passed it. And it does have a cell signal, so that's a positive. And there's some, I think a National Forest Service campground a little further west. So we're looking at $4.79 a gallon. Talk River. Going over the Talk River, and I'm going to stay at the Talk River State Recreation Site. Oops, right here. Pay attention. Station. Let me get an envelope. As I decide on which campsite to choose, I just want to do a quick recap of the day's driving. Actually, today was probably the hardest day I've had so far. Of the 225 to 250 miles that I drove today, I'm going to guess at least half, if not more than half of that was on very, very, very bad roads. As you can see in the video, there were potholes, there was gravel, there was other vehicles you had to slow down for. So today was actually a day of driving. There was no cruise control. You had to constantly slow down, speed up, move over for cars, try not to get your window cracked, and it just made for a very tiring day. So I finally made it to Tok, and I'm staying here just one night, and then I moved on to the Glen Allen area.